Welcome back, everybody. Today we are going to be solving equations and doing proportions. So those are our two MCA reviews today. So we're going to start by solving equations. It says step 1, undo adding and subtracting. Well, we have a subtracting 4, a negative 4. We're going to undo that to get y by itself. So we're always trying to get the variable by itself. So we're going to add 4. So both sides. So 7 plus 4 gives me 11. Those 4's cancel. And we have y. So y equals 11, or 11 equals y. Step 2, undo multiplying and dividing. Here we have a division problem. So when we're undoing division, we have to multiply. So we're going to multiply by negative 2. And multiply by negative 2. So those will cancel out. We get x equals 24 times negative 2. Well, a negative times a negative, or a positive, gives us a negative. 24 times 2 is 48, so negative 48. Here we have to first undo subtraction. So by undoing subtraction, we have to add. So we're adding 7. So we have x divided by 3 equals 30. Now we have a division problem, so we need to multiply. We're going to multiply by 3. So x equals 30 times 3, which is 90. Here we are going to subtract our 2 because it's positive from both sides. So 18 minus 2 is 16. That equals negative 4a. This minus sign needs to come with it. So to get a by itself, we need to divide by negative 4. So a equals 16 divided by negative 4, which is negative 4. Alright, this one says, given the equation y equals 6x minus 15, what is the value of x when y equals 9? Well, we are going to take this 9 and we are going to plug it in for y. So our new equation will read 9 equals 6x minus 15. Well, first of all, we need to get x by itself, so we need to add 15. Nine plus 15 gives us 24, and that equals 6x. Now to get x by itself, we need to divide by 6. So after all of that, our x equals 24 divided by 6, which is 4. Now the next one says, given the equation 4d equals 3h plus 20, what is the value of h when d equals 2? So we're going to take this 2 and we're going to plug it in for d. So we'll have 4 times 2 equals 3h plus 20. Now 4 times 2 is 8, so we have 8 equals 3h plus 20. To get h by itself, we need to first subtract 20. So 8 minus 20 is negative 12 equals 3h. And finally, we gotta divide by 3. So h equals -4. Alright, our word problem here says you are taking a trip with friends. The total distance you are traveling is 650 miles. Yesterday you traveled 283 miles. How much further do you have left to travel? Let x equal the distance left to travel. Well, we know that our total distance is going to be 650. So it's going to be 650 equal to something. We know then that these two that don't equal 650 can't be our answer. These two do equal 650, but we need to figure out which one of those is correct. It says yesterday you traveled 283 miles, so we can write 283. How much further do you have left to travel? Let x equal the distance left to travel. Well, here we would be multiplying 283 times whatever x is. So we know that that can't be right, because that would be too big of a number. So we know that can't be right. So we know that this one has to be right. It says x is the distance we have left to travel. So whatever x is plus 283 would have to give us 650. That's how many miles we traveled one this day, and then the next day. Alright, so now we are going to go on to proportions. So it says the local animal shelter recently promoted its adoption program at the shopping mall. Of the 25 animals displayed, 15 were adopted. What percent of the animals were adopted? Well, to solve this, we are going to have a part and a whole. So the part, or the whole, the amount of animals in total that were displayed was 25. And of those 25, 15 were adopted. Now we're looking for a percent of these animals. The percent adopted, the adopt is on the top, so we're going to put x. We don't know how many were. But if we're trying to find something to a percent, we know that percents are out of 100, so the whole is going to be out of 100. So now what we have to do is cross multiply. So if we do 25 times x, we get 25x. And if we do 15 times 100, we get 1,500. So to get x by itself then, we have to divide by 25. And divide by 25 on this side. Once we do this, we should get our percent of the animals adopted. So 1,500 divided by 25 equals 60. So 60% of the animals that were shown were adopted. Here it says Laura types 5 court cases at the courthouse a day. Laura types 160 words in 2 minutes. How many words can she type in 5 minutes? So we have a words, and we have a minutes. We know that she can type 160 words in 2 minutes. We want to know how many she can type in 5 minutes. So we don't know how many, so we'll put an x. So again, we're going to cross multiply. So 2 times x, 2x. 5 times 160 is 800. So to get x by itself, we need to divide by 2. And divide by 2. X equals 800 divided by 2, which is 400. So she can type 400 words in 5 minutes. Now when it says she types 5 court cases at the courthouse a day, that is actually, it meant nothing to our problem. So I was just trying to fool you. It meant nothing to the problem. Next problem says, the first lap of an auto race is 2,000 meters. This is 5% of the total race distance. What is the total race distance? Well, we know that the first lap is 2,000 meters. And that is 5%. What we're looking for is how many total there is. So we don't know that, but we do know that 100% is the total. So the total race is 100% of the meters. So what we got to do is cross multiply. So we get 5 times x, which is 5x, equals 2,000 times 100, which gives us 200,000. To solve this, we need to get x by itself, so we divide by 5. So x equals 200,000 divided by 5, which is 40,000. So the total race is 40,000 meters long. That's a long race. Alright, last problem. Parallelogram WXYZ is similar to parallelogram ABCX. Find the length of WZ. So what we're looking for is the length WZ. We do know that from C to B is 4 feet. And we know that B to A is 3 feet. So those are two sides that we know. The similar side from 4 feet is the x, because it's in line with our figures. The similar side to the 3 feet is 5 feet. So we know that we have 5 on the bottom. So to solve this then, again we have to cross multiply. So 3 times x gives us 3x. And 4 times 5 gives us 20. So we need to divide by 3 to get x by itself. X equals 20 divided by 3, which is 6.67. So we know that WZ is 6.67